everyone again. Today I wanted to share with you the 4 times that I have met Stan Lee before. And I even got my Stan Lee Excelsior shirt. And then in the back it says Team Stan. And I've been extremely lucky to be able to meet him 4 times so far. And I'm hoping for a 5th time. So the very first time that I met Stan Lee was in 2013. And I traveled to Kentucky with one of my best friends, Nina. She knew I liked Stan Lee, so she was like, let's go together. So we took a road trip. When I first met Stan Lee, I was shaking and I just like stood next to him in my little Spider-Man shirt. But I got a photo with him and I was super excited about it and I was super nervous. I painted this for him and he signed it right down here and he loved it. And I got a picture of him signing it and everything. And he looked at it. It was just like, you painted this? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you are really talented. And then that day, I was on the phone with my mom and I was like, oh my god, like I met him, he called me talented, blah blah blah. Then all of a sudden, as I'm trying to go down on the escalator, security like just put their arm in front of me and stopped me. And I was like, what is going on? Then I see this man walking right in front of me. Stan Lee basically cut me off on the escalator. And I was like, Mom, I have to call you back. Reached up my phone and I got a picture of him with all of his security around him. Stan Lee cut me off on the escalator. How cool is that? Oh my god. Then the second time I met Stan Lee was at C2E2 in 2014 and that was with my boyfriend. I was dressed as Lady Deadpool. He was dressed as Link. This time I was like, I'm going to touch him this time. So I took off my Lady Deadpool glove and I put my hand on his shoulder. You could see it a little bit in the photo and then my boyfriend was like, because he was so nervous to meet him, and then I realized my gun was pointed at him. So I put my hand on his shoulder, so you could say that things were getting pretty serious at that point, so. And then he signed my Amazing Spider-Man 129 comic, which is the first appearance of the Punisher in the Spider-Man comics, and Stan Lee signed it, and I was really excited for it. The third time I met Stan Lee was at Chicago Wizard World in 2014. I was like, what else could I do in a photo with him? I stood next to him, I put my hand on his shoulder. I need to hug him. Do you think I could hug him? I really want to hug him. Can I hug him? Will he be okay with that? Do you think he'd be mad? He might be mad if I hug him. I don't know if I should. And I was like freaking out. I had to ask him like 3 times because he's a little hard of hearing. I was like, can I hug you for the photo? And he goes, well, I thought you'd never ask. And I was like, so then I hugged him and I was like cheesing real hard in the photo and it was like a great moment. But he was wearing a Punisher hoodie for that. I wanted to make my Lady Punisher cosplay for that convention and then my boyfriend wasn't gonna cosplay, so I was like, you know what, this will be the only convention that I don't cosplay. I'll just wear something nerdy. I could have been wearing Lady Punisher and he was wearing a Punisher hoodie. We could have been matching. It would have been meant to be. Then the 4th time that I met Stan Lee was this year, 2015, at C2E2. I go every single year. I was cosplaying as Lady Punisher. This time I wanted to ask him if he could take one of my guns and we could shoot each other for the photo. And I was like kind of standing a little far away from him. I didn't really notice. I was also in heels, so I was like, I don't know. Each time we meet, it just gets more creative. We're meant to be, guys. We are meant to be. But yeah, this time it was actually really awesome because, oh my god, he signed my 75 Years of Marvel book. It is inside this box because I'm protecting it. Oh god, oh my god. Whew. I was the only one there crazy enough to bring that heavy ass book. And then Stan Lee, he goes, oh, this is a heavy book. And I was like, yeah, I know. Stan Lee says to me, you know, you didn't have muscles before you got this book. You have muscles now because you had to carry this book. And I was like, I do. My boyfriend was next up in line to get his comic signed. He like stopped him. He stopped line. He's like, wait, I want to see if she can carry this book. So he stopped the line so he could watch to see if I could pick up this book and walk it away. So I pick it up and he's like, oh, she's got it. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, me and Stan Lee just had another moment. But anyways, those are the 4 times that I was lucky enough to meet Stan Lee. If you like this video, give it a like and comment down below telling me if you've ever met Stan Lee, what your experience was like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!